Good day, everyone. This is your year to rise higher, to overcome, and to step into the fullness of your potential. Let me share with you 5 powerful secrets to becoming mentally strong in this season. Your mind is a powerful tool. It's the control center of your life. The way you think determines the way you live. That's why it's so important to guard your thoughts. You can't control every situation, and you certainly can't control what people say or do, but you can control what you allow to take root in your mind. You see, what we meditate on grows stronger. If you dwell on thoughts of fear, worry, or inadequacy, those thoughts will multiply and influence your actions. But if you fill your mind with hope, faith, and positivity, you'll see your life begin to flourish in new and exciting ways. Too often, we allow negative voices to take up residence in our minds. Maybe it's something a teacher said years ago, or a comment from a coworker, or even our own insecurities whispering, "You're not good enough. You'll never get ahead. Why even try?" But I want to remind you today, you don't have to accept every thought that comes your way. Just because a thought knocks on your door doesn't mean you have to let it in. When those negative ideas show up, you have the power to say, "No, not today. I'm not entertaining that." It's like a garden. Imagine you're planting a garden of beautiful flowers, but every so often weeds try to grow. If you're not careful, those weeds can overtake the flowers. That's why we have to be intentional about pulling out anything that doesn't belong. It's the same with your mind. You have to uproot thoughts of defeat, self-pity, and fear. Replace them with words of life. I am strong. I am strong. I am capable. I am moving forward. Good things are coming my way. I love the story of David in the Bible. Before he became king, he faced a giant named Goliath. While the rest of the army was terrified, David stepped up with confidence. What's amazing is that David didn't allow the negative voices around him to dictate his actions. His brothers mocked him. The soldiers doubted him, and Goliath taunted him. But David had already made up his mind. He had filled his thoughts with faith, courage, and the belief that God was on his side. He didn't let fear or doubt take root. And because of that, he was able to step into victory. The same is true for you. You might not be facing a literal giant, but we all have giants in our lives, giants of fear, giants of discouragement, giants of insecurity. The key to overcoming them is to start with your thoughts. What are you meditating on? Are you replaying every mistake, every setback, every hurtful word someone has spoken over you? Or are you focusing on the promises, the possibilities, the potential that lies within you? You might say, "But it's hard." Negative thoughts just keep popping up. That's true. They will come, but you don't have to fight them alone. Every time a thought of doubt tries to creep in, counter it with a word of truth. Instead of thinking, "I'll never get through this," declare, "I'm more than a conqueror." When you're tempted to believe, "I'm not good enough," remind yourself, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made." It's not about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the good, the uplifting, and the empowering. What you focus on grows. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with positivity, whether it's the people you spend time with, the music you listen to, or the books you read. Make sure you're feeding your mind things that inspire you and lift you up. Let me tell you, the battle for your destiny starts in your mind. If the enemy can get you to believe you're defeated, you'll start living defeated. But when you take control of your thoughts, when you start declaring truth over your life, you'll see things begin to shift. Doors will open, opportunities will come, strength will rise within you. So I encourage you today, don't let just any thought take up space in your mind. Be intentional, be disciplined. Think thoughts that align with the future you want to see. You have greatness inside of you, and the best is yet to come. Life is full of ups and downs. We all face moments where things don't go the way we plan, where challenges and obstacles seem to block our path. It's easy to feel discouraged, to want to give up and think, "Why is this happening to me?" But here's the truth, challenges are not meant to break you, they're meant to build you. Every struggle, every difficulty, every unexpected detour is an opportunity to grow stronger, to develop character, and to prepare for what's next. Think about it, no one becomes great by staying in their comfort zone. Athletes don't build strength by lifting the lightest weights. They push themselves, stretch their limits, and embrace the burn because they know that's how growth happens. It's the same in life. The challenges you face are not there to stop you, but to strengthen you. Instead of asking, why is this happening? Start asking, what is this teaching me? How is this making me better? Sometimes the very thing we see as a setback is actually a setup for something greater. I love the story of Joseph in the Bible. Joseph had big dreams, dreams of greatness, dreams of leadership. But before he ever stepped into that destiny, he faced incredible challenges. His own brothers sold him into slavery. He was falsely accused and thrown into prison. If anyone had a reason to be bitter or to give up, it was Joseph. But he didn't let the challenges define him. Instead, he stayed faithful, kept a good attitude, and trusted that there was a bigger plan at work. What happened? Those challenges didn't stop Joseph. They prepared him. They taught him resilience, patience, and leadership. And in the end, Joseph didn't just survive, he thrived. He became second in command over all of Egypt, saving countless lives during a famine. His challenges became stepping stones to his destiny. The same is true for you. Whatever challenge you're facing right now, know this: it's not permanent and it's not purposeless. You may not understand it in the moment, but there's a reason for the struggle. Every storm you go through is preparing you for the next level. You're building strength you didn't know you had, wisdom you didn't know you needed, and faith that will carry you through anything. Now, I know it's not always easy to embrace challenges. When you're in the middle of a difficult season, it can feel overwhelming. The temptation is to focus on what's wrong, to replay the hurt, the disappointment, the unfairness. But that's when you have to make a choice. Are you going to let the challenge defeat you, or are you going to rise above it? Are you going to dwell on the problem, or are you going to look for the possibility? Remember, what you focus on grows. If you focus on the problem, it will seem bigger. But if you focus on the opportunity, the lesson, and the growth, you'll find the strength to keep moving forward. One of the most powerful things you can do in a challenging season is to change your perspective. Instead of seeing the difficulty as something that's working against you, start seeing it as something that's working for you. Say to yourself, this is not the end, this is the beginning of something new. This challenge is not here to defeat me, it's here to promote me. When you shift your mindset, you shift your reality. Let me tell you, there's something special about a person who refuses to give up. When you keep pressing forward, when you keep showing up, even when it's hard, that perseverance builds a strength that no challenge can take away. You become unshakable, unstoppable. The winds may blow, but they can't knock you down because your foundation is strong. I think of it like a diamond. A diamond starts as a simple piece of coal, but under intense pressure and heat, it transforms into something beautiful and valuable. Without the pressure, the diamond would never shine. And without the challenges in your life, you wouldn't discover your true potential. The pressure you're feeling today is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. So don't shy away from the challenges. Embrace them with confidence, knowing they are part of your journey. Keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, who remind you of your strength, and who speak life into your situation. And above all, trust that this challenge is not the end of your story. It's just one chapter, and the next chapter is filled with blessings, opportunities, and breakthroughs. You are stronger than you think, and you're capable of more than you realize. Don't let a temporary challenge make you forget the greatness inside of you. Stay focused, stay faithful, and keep pressing forward. Your best days are still ahead. In life, we all have limited time, energy, and emotional capacity. Every day you're making choices about how to spend those precious resources. The truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. That's why learning to set boundaries is so important. It's not about being selfish, it's about being wise. It's about protecting your peace, your joy, and your mental strength so you can be the best version of yourself, not just for you, but for the people you love and the purpose you're called to fulfill. Think of your life like a garden. If you plant flowers and don't set up a fence, the weeds will start to creep in. Animals might trample over your hard work, and all your effort can go to waste. But when you set boundaries, when you create a protective barrier, you allow that garden to flourish. Your life is the same way. Without boundaries, you risk letting negativity, distractions, and even good intentions from others overwhelm you and drain your energy. Now, setting boundaries doesn't mean you're cutting people off or shutting people out. It means you're choosing to prioritize what matters most. It means recognizing that you don't have to say yes to every request, every invitation, or every demand on your time. You can't be everything to everyone, and that's okay. Saying no to what doesn't serve you is actually saying yes to your purpose, your well-being, and your future. But let's be honest, setting boundaries can be hard. You might feel guilty, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser. You might think, what will they think of me if I say no? Or I don't want to let anyone down. But let me remind you, you can't please everyone. Even if you give your all, there will always be someone who thinks it's not enough. That's why you have to prioritize what's right for you, not what's convenient for others. I love the story of Jesus in the Bible. He was constantly surrounded by people teaching, healing, and giving. But even Jesus understood the importance of boundaries. There were times when he stepped away from the crowds to pray, to rest, to recharge. He didn't let the demands of others pull him away from his purpose. He understood that in order to pour into others, he first had to pour into himself. And if Jesus needed boundaries, how much more do we? Sometimes setting boundaries means saying no to negativity. There are people in your life who may be well-meaning but constantly speak doubt, fear, or criticism over you. If you're not careful, their words can seep into your mind and affect the way you see yourself. That's why it's so important to be mindful of who you allow into your inner circle. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who believe in you, and who remind you of your potential. Other times, setting boundaries means saying no to distractions. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, running from one task to the next, trying to juggle everything at once. But not everything deserves your attention. You have to be intentional about where you invest your time and energy. Ask yourself, is this helping me grow? Is this moving me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, it's okay to let it go. And don't forget about setting boundaries with yourself. Sometimes the biggest challenge isn't what others expect of us, it's what we expect of ourselves. You might be holding yourself to impossible standards, pushing yourself to the brink, and never giving yourself permission to rest. But rest is not a weakness, it's a necessity. Taking time to recharge isn't just good for you, it's essential for everything you're trying to accomplish. Let me encourage you, setting boundaries is one of the most loving things you can do. It's an act of self-respect, and it teaches others how to treat you. When you set boundaries, you're saying, I value my time, my energy, and my peace. And when you respect yourself, others will respect you too. But here's the key: boundaries aren't just about keeping things out. They're also about keeping the right things in. When you set healthy boundaries, you create space for what truly matters, whether it's spending quality time with loved ones, pursuing your dreams, or simply enjoying the peace of a quiet moment. You make room for joy, for growth, and for the abundant life that's waiting for you. So don't be afraid to set boundaries. Don't let guilt or fear hold you back. You have a purpose and you have a calling. Protect it, nurture it, and remember, you're not doing this alone. You have the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to make the choices that are best for you. This is your time to thrive, to rise above the distractions and the demands, and to step fully into the life you're meant to live. Keep your focus, protect your peace, and watch as everything begins to fall into place. The best is yet to come. In life, it's easy to focus on the big milestones, the major achievements, the dream job, the perfect relationship, the breakthrough moment. We tell ourselves, I'll be happy when I get there. But what I've learned is that true joy isn't found just in the big moments. It's found in learning to celebrate the small victories along the way. Those small wins are like stepping stones, each one bringing you closer to where you're meant to be. Too often we overlook the progress we're making because it doesn't feel significant enough. We think, sure, I accomplished this, but it's not the end goal. It's not where I want to be yet. But let me tell you, every step forward is worth celebrating. Every effort, every little improvement, every small win is proof that you're growing, moving, and making progress. Don't discount it. Don't wait until you've arrived to feel proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself for the journey you're on. I think of it like climbing a mountain. When you look up at the peak, it might feel overwhelming so far away, so much effort required to get there. But every time you take a step, you're getting closer. Maybe you don't reach the top today, but if you climbed a little higher, if you made any progress at all, that's worth celebrating. Because with every step, you're building strength, endurance, and momentum. I love the story of Nehemiah in the Bible. Nehemiah was tasked with rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem, a massive, overwhelming project. But he didn't let the size of the task discourage him. Instead, he focused on the progress. Brick by brick, section by section, the wall started to take shape. And even though the work wasn't finished right away, Nehemiah celebrated what had been accomplished each day. He knew that every bit of progress was a step toward the ultimate goal. That's the mindset we need to have. Instead of saying, I have so far to go, start saying, look how far I've already come. Maybe you've started a new habit this year. You're exercising a little more, eating healthier, or spending more time with your family. You might think it's just a small change. It's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. Small changes lead to big transformations. Every time you make a positive choice, you're creating a ripple effect that will shape your future. Celebrate that. Recognize that you're on the right track. When we celebrate small wins, it does something powerful inside of us. It builds confidence. It reinforces the belief that we can keep going, that we're capable of achieving even greater things. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, from what's wrong to what's right, to what's right. And that shift in perspective can make all the difference. It keeps you motivated. It keeps you moving forward. Maybe you've set a goal to write a book and you've written just one chapter so far. Don't think I still have so many chapters to go. Think I've already started. I've taken the first step. Maybe you've started saving for a house and you've saved a small amount. Don't think this isn't enough. Think I'm building my future one step at a time. Whatever it is, recognize the progress and let it fuel your momentum. Let me remind you, even small wins have the power to inspire others. When you share your progress, it encourages those around you. They see your determination, your effort, and your gratitude, and it gives them the courage to keep going in their own journey. So don't keep those victories to yourself. Share them. Celebrate them. Be proud of what you've accomplished, no matter how small it may seem. But here's the key: celebrating small wins doesn't mean settling. It doesn't mean you stop striving for the bigger goal. It means you're acknowledging the steps along the way, giving yourself credit for the effort you're putting in, and keeping your heart full of gratitude. When you celebrate the journey, the destination becomes even more meaningful. Gratitude is such a powerful force. When you're grateful for the little things, you open the door for more blessings to flow into your life. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, you start to see all the good that's already around you. You begin to realize that even in the waiting, even in the process, there is so much to be thankful for. So let me encourage you today, take a moment to reflect on your progress. Maybe it's been a tough season, but you're still here. You're still showing up, still trying, still moving forward. That's a win. Maybe you face setbacks, but you didn't let them stop you. That's a win. Maybe you've made just a little bit of progress towards your goal. That's a win. Don't wait for the finish line to celebrate. Celebrate every step, every effort, every little victory. Keep your focus on the progress, and you'll find that the journey becomes just as rewarding as the destination. Your best days are still ahead, and the small wins you celebrate today are paving the way for even greater victories tomorrow. There's a powerful truth we often overlook: the words we speak have creative power. What you say shapes your reality. Every word is like a seed, and when you speak it out, you're planting it in the soil of your future. That's why it's so important to guard your words, to choose them wisely, and to speak life over yourself and your circumstances. If you want to live a strong, victorious, purpose-filled life, it starts with what you say. Too often, we underestimate the impact of our words. We think they're just fleeting expressions, here one moment and gone the next. But the truth is, words are like arrows. They have direction, and they land where we aim them. When you say things like, I'm so tired, I'll never get ahead, nothing good ever happens to me, you're aiming those arrows in the wrong direction. You're giving power to negativity, reinforcing the very things you want to overcome. But here's the good news: you can turn it around. You can begin speaking words of life, words of faith, words that build up instead of tear down. Instead of saying, I'll never get through this, start saying, I can do all things. I am strong, capable, and equipped. Instead of declaring, I'm stuck, nothing's changing, say, new doors are opening, I'm stepping into opportunities, my future is bright. When you align your words with the vision you have for your life, you're planting seeds of possibility that will grow into a harvest of blessings. I think about it, every great leader, every overcomer, every person who's achieved something extraordinary started by declaring it. They spoke it out before it became a reality. When David faced Goliath, he didn't walk into that battle saying, this giant is too big, I don't stand a chance. No, David declared victory before he even picked up a stone. He said, the Lord will deliver you into my hands. And because he spoke faith, he saw the impossible become possible. The same principle applies to your life. Your words have the power to shape your destiny. If you want to be mentally strong, you have to speak strength. If you want to see blessings, you have to speak blessings. If you want to overcome obstacles, you have to declare victory. It's not about denying reality or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about speaking to those challenges with confidence and faith, knowing that the power of life and death is in your tongue. But here's the thing, it's not just about what you say to others, it's about what you say to yourself. Sometimes the most important conversation you'll have is the one you have with yourself. When you look in the mirror, what are you saying? Are you speaking words of encouragement, or are you tearing yourself down? Are you declaring, I'm not enough, I'll never measure up? Or are you saying, I am uniquely gifted, I am exactly who I'm meant to be, I have everything I need to succeed? The words you speak to yourself will either build you up or hold you back. Choose to build. Maybe you've been in a tough season and it feels like nothing is going right. It's easy to let that frustration seep into your words. But let me challenge you, don't speak what you see, speak what you believe. You might not see the breakthrough yet, but declare it anyway. Say, I'm coming out of this stronger. This is not the end, it's just the beginning of something amazing. When you speak faith, you're planting seeds that will eventually grow into the very things you're hoping for. And don't stop there. Speak life over the people around you. Your words have the power to lift others up, to encourage, to inspire. Maybe a coworker is struggling. A simple, you've got this, I believe in you, can make all the difference. Maybe a family member is feeling discouraged. Remind them you're not alone and great things are in store for you. When you use your words to bless others, you're not just helping them, you're creating an environment of positivity and strength that benefits everyone, including you. You might say, but I've been negative for so long. Can I really change? Absolutely. It starts with awareness and a willingness to shift. You might not get it right every time, but each day is a new opportunity to choose your words wisely. Start small. Instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed, try saying, I'm learning to handle this step by step. Instead of saying, this is too hard, say, I'm growing through this and I'm getting stronger every day. Over time, those small shifts will create big changes in the way you think, feel, and live. Let me remind you, your words are powerful because you are powerful. You were created to speak life, to declare hope, to call things into being. Don't waste that power on negativity or doubt. Use it to build, to inspire, and to create the life you're meant to live. Speak strength, speak victory, and watch as those words take root and transform your reality. Today, I challenge you to be intentional with your words. Speak blessings over your life, over your family, over your future. Declare the good things that are coming your way. And as you do, you'll find that your mindset shifts, your confidence grows, and the very things you're speaking will start to manifest. Your words have the power to shape your destiny. Use them wisely and watch as your best days unfold right before your eyes. One of the most important lessons in life is learning to let go. So often we carry things we were never meant to carry: hurt, anger, bitterness, disappointment. We hold on to what didn't work out, what they said about us, or how they treated us. But holding on to those things doesn't make us stronger, it makes us heavy. It weighs us down, robs us of joy, and keeps us from stepping into the future God has prepared for us. If you want to be mentally strong, you have to learn the art of letting go. Letting go isn't about forgetting or pretending that the pain didn't happen. It's not about saying what they did was okay. It's about choosing not to let the past define your present or dictate your future. It's about deciding, I'm not going to carry this weight anymore. I'm going to release it and move forward in peace. Think about it like this. You're climbing a mountain, and every time you hold on to something negative, it's like adding a heavy rock to your backpack. One rock by itself might not seem like much, but over time, those rocks add up. Before you know it, you're exhausted, struggling to take the next step and wondering why the journey feels so hard. But the moment you start letting go of those rocks, releasing the anger, forgiving the offense, surrendering the disappointment, you feel lighter. You feel free. And suddenly you can climb higher and go farther than you ever thought possible. You might say, but I have a right to be upset. They hurt me, they let me down, and you're right, it's not fair. What they did wasn't okay. But here's the thing, holding on to it doesn't hurt them, it hurts you. It keeps you stuck in a place of pain, replaying the same story over and over in your mind. Letting go isn't for their benefit, it's for yours. It's about reclaiming your power, your peace, and your joy. I love the story of Joseph in the Bible. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. Joseph had every reason to be bitter, every right to hold on to anger. But Joseph understood something powerful. Holding on to the hurt would only hold him back. Instead of letting bitterness take root, Joseph chose to trust that God was working behind the scenes. He let go of the pain, and because of that, he was able to step into the destiny God had for him. He became second in command over all of Egypt, and even when he faced his brothers again, he forgave them. Joseph didn't let his past define him, he let it refine him. That same choice is available to you today. You can either hold on to the pain or let it go and move forward. You can replay the offense or release it and focus on what's ahead. The decision is yours, and it's a decision that will determine the course of your life. Letting go also means surrendering control. Sometimes we're holding on to situations we wish we could change, things that didn't go the way we planned, doors that closed, relationships that ended. We think, if only I could go back and fix it, if only things had turned out differently. But the truth is, there are some things you can't change, no matter how much you wish you could. And that's okay. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're making peace with what you can't control and trusting God to handle the rest. Maybe there's a dream you've been holding on to that hasn't come to pass. You've done everything you know to do, but it still hasn't worked out. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up on the dream. It means you're releasing the need to control the timing and the outcome. It means saying, God, I trust you. I know your plan is better than mine. I know that what's meant for me will find me, and I'm going to rest in that peace. And let's not forget about letting go of self-judgment. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. You replay your mistakes, your failures, and your regrets, and you beat yourself up over what you should have done differently. But carrying that guilt doesn't help you. It only keeps you stuck. Letting go means giving yourself the same grace you would offer to someone else. It means saying, I made a mistake, but I'm not my mistakes. I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm moving forward. Letting go isn't always easy. It takes strength, courage, and faith. But when you do, you create space for the new things God wants to bring into your life. You open the door to healing, to freedom, and to possibilities you never imagined. Let me encourage you today, whatever you're carrying, you don't have to carry it anymore. The offense, the disappointment, the regret, it's time to lay it down. It's time to release it and trust that God has something better ahead. You weren't meant to live weighed down by the past. You were meant to soar, to rise above, to step into the abundant life that's waiting for you. So take a deep breath and let it go. Release the hurt. Surrender the need to control. Forgive yourself and others. And as you do, you'll find that the weight lifts, the path clears, and the future opens up in ways you never imagined. Your best days are still ahead, and they're waiting for you on the other side of letting go.